Hi, I'm Donald Pitt, the founder and Managing Director of Quality Building Management. From this list of qualifications, you can see that I actually hold a number of licenses to be able to discuss this topic with you today. I hold qualifications in carpentry, joinery, wall plastering, and have been a registered builder since 1981. I have licensing to conduct and certify fire equipment, am a safety professional, fire safety advisor, and an asbestos auditor. The topic we're going to discuss today is fire doors, the most underrated piece of fire equipment on residential owners corporations in New South Wales. So what is a fire door? Well, firstly, it's an integral component to the fire protection within a building. It's a door through a fire-rated wall and it stops the spread of fire and smoke, also providing a means of escape. In legislation, they're actually called fire-resistant door sets. Now, the legislation that covers this, as you can see, is the EPA Standard 2000, Building Code of Australia and the Australian standards. Now, do fire doors need to be certified? The answer is yes. A tag, as you can see on this slide here, must be installed on the edge of the door and the door frame. The tag must supply the following information as I've listed here, giving this the standard it's built to, the fire resistant level and so on. So do fire doors need to be maintained? Definitely yes. So yearly inspections for residential properties are a must for all fire doors, and they must be certified by the Owners Corporation that it meets the standards listed in the fire safety schedule. So do you have fire doors in your building? Look, if it's above 2 levels, it's almost certain that you will have fire doors. So do owners corporations need to take fire doors seriously? Well, they don't take them seriously. The majority of strata complexes do not maintain their fire doors. A large number of fire doors are damaged and a large number don't have the tags either on the door and or off the frames. Why? Well, fire doors are used every day. There's generally a lack of knowledge amongst owners and no one really takes notice that their unit doors is actually a fire door. They're in and out every day and they don't understand it's a integral component of the fire protection system within the building. So it's just complacency. And there's no understanding of the high risk of not maintaining these fire doors. And unfortunately, there's also the need to save money in some bodies, corporate and owners corporations. So where have the owner corporations been failing? Well, the fire doors haven't been tested, and in many cases, they're in poor condition. Fire doors also have deadbolts fitting, which have stopped the doors from actually self-closing. And with the self-closing mechanisms, either they're not fitted or they're broken. Maintenance records, if they have been undertaken, aren't being held on site, and the fire doors are not listed on the fire safety statement. So if they're not actually listed on the fire safety statement originally, do you still maintain them? Yes, because the legislation states that you must maintain items on the statement and other items that even aren't on the statement, you must maintain them to the standard they were actually initially installed. So what do you need to do? Well, firstly, you need to identify all the doors within the complex, report on the condition of all the fire doors, and then ensure that all the fire doors are tested yearly and the records are kept on site. And keep those records either in a fire cabinet or in similar areas to protect them from the effects of fire. Now, asbestos fire doors. Do you need to replace asbestos fire doors if they're on site? And the answer is no. If they're in good condition, you just leave them. They'll be there for another 100 years. So can asbestos escape from the fire doors? Again, the answer is no, if they're in good condition. But can work be undertaken on asbestos fire doors? Definitely not. You can't do anything. No fitting locks, no shaving, sanding, anything. The only thing you can do is paint the face off them. So no drilling, no sanding, no nothing. So what if you don't comply? Well, there are legal considerations, like the EPA has fines, just the legislative fines and penalties for non-compliance are severe in many respects. But let's look at other considerations like insurance. So will your insurance company cover you for loss experienced during a fire if your fire doors are in poor conditions and so on. Well, I've had that discussion with the insurance companies, and their answer is, it depends. Depends on what? And what does it depends mean? They won't say. So they may cover you, they may not cover you, they may limit the extent of their cover to the areas that you are compliant, not cover the areas where you do not comply. We just don't know. So is it worth the risk? And there's loss of possessions then. So can all personal possessions be replaced? Can the owner's corp actually afford to replace all the items? And of course, will the insurance cover any losses? Then there's also the consideration for injury and loss of life. So what money saving is the owner's corporation actually prepared to place on a person's life? And really, is the few $100s required for compliance worth serious injury? I'm Donald Pitt, and thank you for your time today.